And we are back. Everyone's favorite morning crew back again for the evening for the second day in a row. It's the Bad Boys of Baseball. Well, I don't know. That's what they're calling us. That's what the tabloids read. We don't call ourselves that.
Everybody needs a scandal, and don't you worry. When we have one, it will be in the fucking tabloids.
Yeah, they're calling us the Bad Boys of Baseball. We don't call ourselves that. That's what the comments are saying. The tabloids
That would be something that we're not allowed to say on air.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're the good boys of baseball. Except we're bad. For our 7th episode, Shot is Spit in the Morning, Wednesday, April 30th edition. The end of the month. The last day of the month. How are we feeling, Sean?
Feeling good. A lot of, like we always talk about, good baseball. Always great when baseball is being played. A lot of surprising teams. Some good games today. Smaller slate tomorrow, but we're going to get into it because we're going to end the whole entire day with our way too early All-Star projections, which is we're probably, I'd say you just stay tuned. It's gonna be a good combo.
We'll see what we have. There's reason to believe of the very little bit we talked about that maybe there's some frisky things that we both got going for our All-Star. But let's get right into it because we got a big slate ahead of us and a big slate yesterday. A whole lot happened, and I saw a lot of that Philly in the last game, but like the end of the game. But I think we're going to get into that in a second. Let's first start with our Hard 90s, which is everybody's favorite recap segment, where we recap yesterday's slate today in 90 seconds. Hence, Hard 90s. And the time begins. No, starting with Twins at Cleveland. Remember, a lot of division games. Cleveland wins that 2-1. Bibby, my guy, picked him up. Yankees went off the charts at Camden Yards, 15-3. They exploded. Homer, homer, homer. Hashtag Homer Tuesday. Cubs, Pirates, other division game. Cubs, 9-0 over Pittsburgh. That's what they did. That's what they're supposed to do against Pittsburgh. Washington at Philly. Philly made it interesting. We'll talk about it, I'm sure. But 7-6 Philly, they did come out on top. KC at Tampa Bay. KC 1-3-1. Good series. Good series alert. Good for KC, too. Another division game. Boston, Toronto. Boston wins big, 10-2. Snakes and Queens. Well, Queens got them. They got him. I guess they're up in that series. Mets are a tough team to beat. I want the Diamondbacks to do something. Snakes alive in Citi Field. Milwaukee at the White Sox. Milwaukee takes care of business as they should against a shitty White Sox team. 7-2. They win. A's at Texas, 15-2. Texas offense, we were shitting on them for a while, but Texas offense prevailed. They showed what they could do. 15-2 in West Sacramento. This is an interesting one. Detroit is in Houston, but Houston won the first 2 games. They won yesterday. So they got the first 2 games of that series against a good Detroit team. Good for Houston, 6-4. Atlanta, Colorado. Atlanta helping my Golden Take stay alive, 8-2 in in Denver. Anaheim, Seattle. Seattle wins on the road, 5-3. I don't know much about that game. San Fran and San Diego, a great series, but San Diego took it, 7-4. We'll see another good one today with Michael King on the bump. Miami and LA. LA did what they're supposed to do, 15-2 against that type of team. And the other game, St. Louis and Cincy, was postponed. Stop my timer.
Oh, shit.
We were running there. That game got postponed, so they got 2 today. One's in action right now.
Dude, 15 seconds over.
We're getting better.
On a full slate.
It was a little bit better, too, because you didn't click that button right away. So when we go back in time.
I'll give you 142.
Give me 142.
That's respectable right there. 15 games. Everybody played yesterday, right?
Yeah, except for that PPD game. Yep.
But 15 games yesterday, a 144 on the clock. That's a damn good time right there, my friend. And we're only going to get better. Coming off the IHL, got your AAA start yesterday. First game back, and you look good.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we're getting better with the Hard 90s, but hey, that's why it's everyone's favorite recap show, because it's fucking action-packed and lightning quick, and that's what we try to be.
We're all about making baseball fun again.
Yeah, that's what we should get the hats. We should get the MAGA hats, except make it say that. Make baseball fun again. Yeah, the acronym isn't good, but it sounds good in my head.
Yeah, people will know. People will understand it.
Well, no, that's a good vibe check right there. I mean, fuck it, make baseball fun again, eh?
All right, so I mean, before I get into some of the other stuff that we talk about a lot, first and foremost, it was a hell of a dinger Tuesday. I mean, what the Yankees did yesterday was fucking unbelievable. Trent Grisham, how many games back is this now?
A few. Actually, don't know.
Like, if he didn't have that like extended leave, he'd be like, I don't know, how long was he gone? I feel like it was a little bit.
It was a little while. He's been back. He was gone for like that Cleveland series, like 3
Oh,
games.
it's only one series? Okay.
Because it was the paternity leave. So now he has dad strength. He has dad strength now.
Yeah, we love the dad strength because him, then what was it? It was him, Rice, Judge, Goldschmidt got out, and then fucking Belly takes some yard too. I mean, the Orioles just stink. They fucking stink. They're horrible. Their pitching is absolutely atrocious, dude.
It's horrible. And Sugano looked good in game 1 of that series. So, okay,
Yeah.
you could tip your hat to Sugano, but then Gibson pitched and they just exploded on him. Ambush early. You love to see it. And the thing about Grisham really quick is he has dad strength and also he has a real big mustache and he doesn't wear batting gloves. Talk about a badass.
Like real old school. Like the Yankees said, yeah, you can grow out facial hair now. He said, no, I'm going to stick to it. Mustache, no batting gloves, hits tanks, and has sex apparently because welcome into the world, baby Grisham.
I think that's the trifecta of a fucking man. Okay, making babies, fucking no batting gloves, and a big old stash. That dude, Trent Grisham might be my new favorite player in the league.
Just on those 3 facts alone. But then also, I was watching the Red Sox game too. I was like kind of flipping back and forth, and they had Duran leadoff homer, and then Bregman took Barrios deep right after. I mean, it was one after another. I know in a couple other games, some people went yard. I think, don't quote me here. Hold on. Yeah, Carpenter went deep as well yesterday. I mean, I could probably go through every single game. It had to be at least 2 in every single game yesterday. It was pretty unbelievable.
There was a Schwarber bomb early, I thought, right?
There
was a shit ton of homers, and I don't know who I was talking to about this, but I thought last week as a whole, from like I just scrolling through fantasy teams, it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of homers being hit on like a teamly basis. And now yesterday I might have hit 6 homers in one fucking league if it's just
we haven't had this day in forever. Like it's been a while. Like we were talking about how everybody's like, oh, it's just the homers now, like all the boomers and everybody's like, oh, it's just baseball's just home runs now. And we haven't had that. Well, guess what? Take that, boomers. Baseball, homers, exciting. Onto it, opposite side of that. We've touched on this before, how the bullpens are just absolutely horrible. Well, if you tuned into the Phillies game yesterday, wow, was that bad? Was it that fucking top? I mean, so what was great about it? I mean, Strom gave up 1. You know, they take Wheeler out of there. Actually, gave up. Yeah, he gave up 1, and it was actually Wheeler's run. So Wheeler was credited with that run. Hate that. We hate to see that. We hate to see the starter go like 6 1/3 strong, reliever come in a situation they're supposed to do. And I like Strom. Strom's my favorite guy in our bullpen. Like he's tough. He's good. He's a fucking psychopath too. Love that in a reliever when they're a psycho. But then we get into it the next inning. Alvarado, bases loaded, gets 2 strikeouts, and then gets the third out as well out of the inning. Like it was incredible. I think it was actually 3 strikeouts in a row. Like
he might have.
Bases loaded.
Well, and part of it was because Trey Turner didn't do him any favors on that one ground ball.
Yeah, keep down low. Trey Turner for Gold Glove. Thank God Trey Turner got 4 hits yesterday because they'd be hanging him off of fucking City Hall today. I mean, it was he was atrocious in the field because then in the top of the 9th, Rojas misplays a ball. If you've played baseball before, a major leaguer is supposed to be able to read that, but a line drive coming right at you in the outfield, and he saw that runner leave from first base. So he was thinking, oh, let me get my body aligned because I'm going to catch this and gun to first base to get the double play. But Rojas, they teach you when you're young, you got to get 1 to get 2. Spin Man knows that. He played second base all his life. Got to get 1 to get 2. Secondly, Trey Turner later in that inning misplays the fuck out of a ball and then, throws it up. Bryce almost made an incredible play with a little tag there at the end. But all in all, yesterday there were some positive and some negatives to take away from this game. Bats looked really good. Mackenzie Gore shut them out the first time he played. They looked really good against him. But we were talking about the righty lefty lineups yesterday, and Bryson Stott not being in the lineup was a fucking mess. I hate that. Because then he comes in the bottom of the ninth, works, is down 1-2 in the count, works, I think like another like 8 pitch at bat, gets a clutch walk, make it first and second, right? I mean, how do you not want that in your lineup every day? A guy who goes up there and battles constantly. Fuck righty lefty. Whatever, dude. He needs to be in the lineup every day in my eyes. I mean, I obviously I'm a Stott believer. I've been a Stott believer, but he needs to be in the lineup every single day.
I agree with you. I think my perspective on some of those things is you talked about you got to get two, or you got to secure one, especially. That was my biggest problem with Trey Turner and that ground ball kind of up the middle. This is going to be the 8th inning. He misses the
I
base
didn't even talk
entirely.
about
He misses the base entirely and then throws it home. Thank God JT's an athlete and he's able to like corral that one. But he fucking sailed that one in the home. That's a dangerous move. And then he didn't even touch the fucking base. That's a big problem to me. It's like now you don't even get any outs. Like you're trying to be
now bases are loaded.
Yeah, now bases were loaded. Now you don't even get the one out. You didn't even touch the base, so that hurts you. And then at that point, I just say Alvarado, get him yourself. Take care of yourself. And he did, thank God. And to Strom's credit, really quick, yes, he gave up that run that is issued to Wheeler, but at least he kept the game intact. He contained it, not awful. Like I keep seeing relievers like they continue to add base runners, continue to add it, like. Okay, fine. That run goes to Wheeler. Fuck it. But he was still able to keep your team in a position to be winning. It was still 3-1, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it was Strom. Strom had a good outing. I'm a big fan of Strom, but Alvarado was awesome. So it was like legitimately okay. Fuck everyone else. This is my time. I'm gonna go get these next 3 guys, and he did it. He did that exactly, and it was awesome.
And there was like that little kid in the stand. Did you see that kid? He was like doing like the thing.
Sometimes you just see something and you're like, man, that's awesome. Like just to see a little kid like that out there.
That was sick. Yeah, good for him. And he got plenty of airtime too.
Another thing we talked about in yesterday as well as umpires, man. In the Phillies game, this guy he had a pretty good strike zone all day, and then like 7th, 8th inning rolls around, and it just completely changes. It's like, dude, what are you trying to get out of here or something? Like, I can't fathom it. What these guys are doing with the strike zones, and it blows my mind.
Yeah, consistency has to be the name of the game for that shit. Like, that's the only thing that, like, the only strength of my type of argument, and I think we agree. I think we talked about it yesterday. Is yes, the umpire. Some people cater more to the outside or the inside part of the dish. Fine, but I think if you're somewhat close, if you're in the ballpark and you're calling it for both sides and you're doing it for the whole game, then fine. At a certain point, hitters do have to adjust. But then when you start to change shit or they're not getting the same calls. Now it's like, what argument do we even have to stand on anymore?
And also, this is another thing that you also probably can understand too, with the Yankees having such a high payroll. But I don't believe that just because guys are getting paid a certain amount of money, it means they have to be in the lineup, like they have to pitch. This is not. If they are sucking dick, right? If they're not doing well, if they are make a crucial error, not hustling things out, you need to bench them. Hell, fucking send them down. Joey brought this up the other day. He was like, we need to send. He was talking about, I forget who he was, but somebody in a slump, some guy you would never ever see in AAA.
Okay.
And he was like, why don't they just send him down? Let him get his confidence back and bring him back up. And yeah, no, I don't. It's like a touchy subject in a case because if you bring a guy down, he might lose all confidence because then what if he sucks in AAA too? You know what I mean? Like what if he fucking sucks? But there has to be something said because I see it with Taijuan Walker all the time. And the only reason he's out on the mound is because of the paycheck he's getting. That's it. That's the only reason. That's the only reason they have him out there because they're paying him this money. They want to see him play. But at some point, if there's better guys out there, you roll with them.
Yeah, I'm all about putting the best guys out there. I do think it gets hairy at times. Well, I think one is I don't know if he is going to get better by playing lesser competition in AAA. So I do think
Mhm.
you do want to be playing that. But you're absolutely right. It is everything about the paycheck because I think a lot of fans from any team would agree with you. I think managers would probably even agree with you. But it's really not ultimate. I mean, I think there's a lot of times. I think front offices do hire managers based on who they can control. You see a lot of young managers these days.
Yeah,
I don't. So I think a lot of times, and even if they are older managers and they want to like take the rings like a Bruce Bochy, well, he fucking wins and they do a good job in Texas.
exactly.
But like at the same time, like I mean, that's why you started to see like Joe Madden get fired when he did. I think front office has a certain idea what they want to do, and I think a lot of times these front offices are in the ear of the managers saying, "This guy has to play. This guy we're paying him to play. We're paying him to play." And I do think that has to do with it, and that's fucking annoying. That's
And
fucking really
it
annoying.
showed the most to me last year when oh my god, I can't think of the Phillies had a guy on a 1-year contract last year who pitched really well, but then they moved him to the pen because Walker came
Oh,
back.
Turnbull.
Yeah, Turnbull. Turnbull looked lights out. Now, do I think Turnbull is a great pitcher? No, but right then and there, until he didn't make a mistake, but just
Yeah,
because
no.
Walker was coming back, they said, "No, psych, you're going to the bullpen." Fuck that.
And now he's a free agent. He didn't do anything wrong, and he lost
Yeah,
his starting job, and now he doesn't have a job at all.
it's crazy to me, man. Like that's what I'm worried about with like Rangers coming back now for the Phillies, and but they have Lizardo who is dicing people. Like you brought him up in our Cy Young talks yesterday. He's unbelievable. He's got a sub 2 right now. He looks incredible. If he gets moved for Ranger, or if they go
There's
to
no
this
way.
6-man rotation, I like because the 6-man rotation is likely. I hate that. We
I
have
don't think
veteran
Wheeler
pitchers.
likes it.
We have veteran pitchers in our lineup. They need to pitch every 5 days or every 5 games. They've had that routine for how long? Do not fuck with that.
I agree. I don't like the 6 man. I mean Taiwan. I think it's pretty easy. Like if Taiwan goes to the pen, I think it has to be that. But
Yeah.
who knows? Uh, I also think I don't know if the starting pitching likes a 5 man. Like I think Wheeler wants to compete every 5th day, not every 6th. Like so,
Yeah, and you
if your top of the rotation guys don't like it, then you can't do it. I'm sorry.
exactly, and then you go to the Dodgers too, like, I mean, granted, they're having injuries and everything, so they're dicing it up, mixing and matching kind of what they can do, but they almost have, like, too many arms out there. Like, they have young guys they wanna pitch, but then they have their studs who need to see the mound, and it's
Yeah.
like, what do you do?
Who knows what they're gonna do? I mean, if Otani does do anything, which I know Otani hasn't pitched since putting on a Dodgers uniform, but it does kind of revolve around Otani because I mean, talk about paychecks, right? Like you're
Yeah,
paying this guy fucking how much? Like he's that crucial. So if it does revolve around him, he is a guy that since he DHs every day and then may pitch also, you're gonna need a 6 man rotation with him because he's also hitting the days he's not pitching. So
exactly.
there's always been that with Otani. There's a little more maintenance with him, but yeah, at the same time, who knows? Now they have Gonsolin going. I think today or yesterday, whatever the fuck it was, and that he's making his first start of the year. You still have like a Bobby Miller who's young. I still like Dustin May. Now, granted, there are some guys who are banged up, but you have a couple Japanese dudes. You have the Glassnows
Mhm.
and Snells of the world. God knows Kershaw's stat. Like there is a surplus of arms over there. So who knows what they fucking do?
Yeah, speaking of Gonsolin, he's pitching right now or was pit no, he went through a strong 6, 3 earned, 9 Ks, no walks. So I mean, good first outing for him.
Good for Tony.
But
Tony Day games over here.
so what do you like when there's too much talent on a team? That can also be a problem. It's a good problem. It's a better problem than you have out in like Pittsburgh, where they can't even field like a fucking lineup. They got to move all these guys around because they don't actually play these positions. But I mean, sometimes like these managers have to make the tough decisions. But then you made a good point where it's like the front office now gets involved. And it's like this guy needs to play, this guy needs to play, and again, the front office is worried about ticket sales. They want the guys who they think are going to bring in people. So
Yeah, and maybe if the big ticket items are also like the big ticket players are also like they get paid like a I don't know if that's a good example, but maybe we'll say Byron Bucks, and I'm sure he gets paid well, and or a Correa, like not that they're like on top of the fucking world or like they're like playing like all stars or whatever, but I don't know. When you're a kid in Minnesota, what do you have to look forward to? Just going to a baseball game and watching them play. So there's
yeah,
that aspect too. I don't know.
yeah. I don't know, but I mean, we're gonna see it across across the season because we brought up a couple teams now with like the Red Sox have young guys coming up that they need to play. We talk about the Dodgers. We'll see it with Phillies when Painter comes up, and even with Ranger coming back. There's a lot of teams out there that kind of have this problem, and it's going to be interesting to see how they field it.
I'm interested to see how the Yankees roll when Stanton comes back. Like, who's the odd man out? It can't be
True,
Ben
because
Rice.
Ben Rice is raking, and
That's
you can't move Goldschmidt because he's batting over 300 right now. He's been solid all year for you, and Ben Rice he's playing like an all-star right now. Ben Rice, so it's going to be hard.
Does Stanton become the odd man out? Because now, to your point, he's getting paid to fucking play games. So
Yeah,
the front office might not like that.
so it's going to be a wild ride. Do you want to get into our Thursday slate, Thursday?
I'm feeling a little parched.
All right. So we got some day games tomorrow. It's a smaller slate with it being a travel day. It's not as small as last Thursday, though. We do have a lot of games being played. Thursday got little bit to start out with a pitching duel and Cubs Pirates. Paul Skeens on the bump versus Colin Ray. We all know what Skeens can do, but not a lot of people probably are in tune to what Colin Ray is doing right now. 1-0 with a .96.
I think part of that Ray stuff, if I'm not mistaken, he's been out of the pen. Yeah, so this was a guy that was out of the pen for a while, and then when Justin Steele got hurt, he started to move to that starting rotation. Now, he did shut down the Phillies in that series, though. He was the only guy to get a win against the Phillies in that series.
I mean, but also, granted, out of the pen, he's not just pitching one inning and sitting down. Like, he's gone at least 2 or 3 and 4 of those outings out of the pen. So he hasn't looked bad. And then against the Phillies, he pitched 5 with 0 earned and 7 Ks. So I mean, you got to take note to what he's doing a little bit. But also, then you have Skeens on the other hand, who obviously he's Paul fucking Skeens. He just shut out the Dodgers, and then now he's coming in to play another tough opponent in the Cubs. But in reality, I get Skeens is on the bump, but they're only going to send Skeens out there for like 5 or 6, and who even knows who's in the Pirates bullpen? So I'm going with the Cubs here.
I kind of want to go Cubs too, but is that true that he doesn't go that deep? He can go farther than that, no?
Yeah, I know, but I think they've been pulling him. I think his pitch count's been getting up there.
Oh, really? Because I think if you're like the Pirates,
they've been letting him rock this year. Yeah, 7, 6. You're right. He's been going at least into the 7th. It looks like.
Well, I think, I don't know. I don't know enough about him and his pitch count, fucking shit to know about that stuff. But all I'm saying is, if I'm the Pirates, I'm letting him. As long as he's pitching well, I'm gonna let him rock because I don't know who the fuck is in that pen. It's not a.
You gotta let your horse go.
Yeah, let him.
I mean, I guess I'm reading in a little bit into his first start where he didn't even get out of the 6th kind of thing. But since then, he's gone 6. He's gone 7, 6, 6, 7, and 6.1. All teed in around 100 pitches, basically. It looks like.
So I could see him pitching well tomorrow, but Cubs winning.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, because I think Colin Ray is going to probably shut down that Pirates team, and then the bats will probably come alive once Skeen gets out. Look for the Cubs to roll.
Yeah, even if the Cubs can they're a good team. They put up runs. They score a lot of runs. They could scrap together some runs against Skeens. Ray could shut down that piss poor offense. And then even if you tap into the Pirates bullpen, it's fucking over.
Exactly. St. Louis and the Reds. Is this the game that got postponed?
Yeah.
Okay, because I think we already talked about this matchup because I think they just moved this matchup to tomorrow, and Liberatore and Abbott. Because I feel like we talked a little bit about them yesterday.
We could have. So did they get their start pushed back? No. Did we? Maybe we did talk about them.
I feel like we did. Hold on. Will it have who was supposed to go?
No. Well, Singer was a guy. I don't think their start would have got pushed back 2 days. But maybe we did. These guys just got brought up. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. But they might have. But anyway.
Well, that's who it is tomorrow. Liberatore and Abbott.
Yeah, so that's why I was wondering. But both are kind of been the same pitcher on the year. Reds, we have no idea what to think about. 16-14 on the year. St. Louis at 13-17. Another team we don't really know what the hell to think about either. Um, of course, Donovan over on St. Louis's side has been unbelievable. You got to talk about him whenever you bring him up. But then on the opposite side, dude, like I said, I don't know what to think about the Reds.
I am getting to a point where the Reds, I think the Cardinals have been giving me more trouble. To me, I haven't got a good read on the Cardinals yet. The Reds, I think earlier were really a clusterfuck. Now it's like they're playing good ball. They're only like a game away from the Cubs right now. So they have kind of figured it out a little bit. So I'll give them credit there. Of course, the Central, especially these few teams in the Central, are weird. But I'm going to go Reds tomorrow. I like Abbott. I do think the Reds have been playing better baseball. And the Cardinals, I really can't get a read on, even harder than some other teams. I really
Yeah,
can't
I
get a
think
read on
I
the
think
Cardinals.
also like with the Cardinals a little bit, they've been a little banged up. Like not nothing major, but like guys like having to sit out because of like a little injury here and there. So I think I'm gonna go with the Reds tomorrow as well, just to kind of cap it at that. But
Abbott
then we
Day.
move Abbott Day. Then we move into a back in Queens again, where we got the Snakes, your Snakes, at the Mets. We got Zach
First of
Gallen on.
all, how about four NL Central? For as much as we hate the Central, holy shit, we got four NL Central teams playing before 1:00 tomorrow. That's crazy. But anyway, quiz. Who is that tomorrow? Oh, geez.
It's Diamondbacks Mets. We got Kodai, and then we got Zach Gallen on the opposite side. Both looking. I mean, Kodai's look good. Zach Gallen, not so much, man.
I know. And I want to take the Snakes again, but Kodai's been the better pitcher. They've been the better team. I don't even know where the Diamondbacks are in the standings right now. Are they like a
It's
500?
they're 15-14 on the year. Mets looking at 20-9. Probably a baseball. I think a baseball best 20 and 21-9.
Yeah, I do think you're right. I'm still taking the Diamondbacks. Snakes alive. Snakes
You're
alive. Keep the apple
you're
in the hole.
you're nuts because I mean it got brought up to me yesterday. The Mets are hitting the shit out of the ball first off, and second off, they're playing Gold Glove defense out there as well. Like they scare the living shit out of me. I hate it. I hate that they scare me. I hate it so much, but they do. They're doing it all with basically without Soto.
Snakes alive.
Oh my god, you're a fucking psycho. I'm going with the Mets. They're
So you think they're
13
gonna
at
sweep?
home.
Are
What?
they gonna? Do they? Who do you have winning today? The Mets.
Yeah.
So they're gonna sweep.
Yes, probably, most likely, dude.
Okay.
I can't in good conscience bet against the Mets right now until they start to Met until I start seeing it again.
Well, they could win the series and then lose tomorrow.
Well, who do you got? Who do you got? You took the Diamondbacks.
I took the Diamondbacks every single game.
That's a true hater right there. I aspire to be like you, Marco. But then we get into a later. Damn, we got a lot of day games tomorrow. Another 110 start.
Time out though. Gallon could shove. Gallon could shove though. Time out on that.
He could.
Let's
He
not
has
shit on
to
Gallon. Let's not shit on Gallon.
Dude, he's 1-4 with a +5 this year.
So he's due. He's due.
Yeah, Marco, how many times have we said that this year and then we're wrong the next day? We were like,
I like
I think we said that. I honestly think we said about Gallon his last start that he's due.
Well,
If Gallon's not locating, he does not have. He's almost like Nola in a sense where he doesn't have anything that's going to blow you right by you. And if he's not locating, it's just meatball central.
Well, I really hope that Burns today. I think I really hope Burnsy can get it done, and then Gallon tomorrow, and then it'd be really nice for the Diamondbacks. Snakes alive, baby. I have hope.
I would love a Snakes alive because it's always keep the apple in the hole, fuck the Mets. But I am taking the Mets.
Okay. Well, we'll be split on it. That's a good one to split on.
All right. Next is Royals Rays. Seth Lugo versus Baz, who was incredible in his last start again. Rays have been we both talked about the Rays manager Cash and the manager of the year lineup. He's bringing that team. They look really good. What are the Rays? The Rays are sitting at 14-15. Kansas City sitting at even 500 at 15-15. Kansas City's been hot though, so you can't count them out. And Seth Lugo, yeah, he's getting up there in age, but he can still pitch a little bit.
I don't think I've given Seth Lugo enough credit for what he's been doing this year. I mean, that 308 looks good at him. Yes, he has a losing record. I won't dwell on it. They got off to a slow start. That 308 record looks really good on Lugo. I'm a really big Shane Baz fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see this. I mean, obviously, look at the ERAs. It's not crazy to suggest this could be a pitching duel, but I like Shane Baz. He's kind of the young gunner at home. What's that scene from Step Brothers with the young gun and she wants the young calf? There's the old bull and the young calf are dueling off tomorrow. So listen, we had our fun with the old bull and Seth Lugo. Now we kind of want that young calf. It's Shane Baz. So I'm going to go with Tampa Bay at home with Baz to continue to have ace-like stuff.
I mean, he's coming off arguably. I mean, he had to start against Boston where he looked unbelievable, but he's coming off against San Diego where he pitched 7, 4 hits, 0 earned, and 6 Ks with only 1 walk. I mean, that's impressive with how hot San Diego's been on a slow downfall right now, but I mean, it's still a tough team to get out when you talk about some of the people in that lineup. I think I'm going to roll with Baz tomorrow, and I'm going to roll with Tampa Bay, especially with them. Actually, I was going to say with them playing at home. They're playing in the Yankees minor league fucking stadium, so.
But still, I think that could be a good pitching duel. I don't know if any of those the offense on both teams is like scrappy over anything. Like I don't know if it's like these big monster bashers. So I think these good pitchers with good ERAs can keep a lot of these guys in the yard. I mean, we taking the under on that game? Like, holy shit.
I know, and you talk about Bobby Witt, like his average is going up, but the Royals almost need his power because he doesn't have a whole lot of guys out. He can get on base, but like to hit him in, you need guys around you.
And since we're both taking the Rays to get back at it tomorrow, to the Royals' credit, without Bobby Witt really having that power surge, they are at 500. So you could be optimistic about the Royals, a team who I have winning the division, by the way. You could be optimistic when Bobby Witt starts to be a 30-30 guy like we know he's capable of, and maybe even Salvi starts bringing it, and Pasquantino starts bringing it. Maybe they start to propel in that division. So to their credit, but it's not happening right now, and Baz has been electric. So I think that's why we're both on that side.
Like they could, it is. You're right because the Royals have a better chance of getting hot. Like they have a lot more notable guys who can go get it. But I think we're correct in going with Baz tomorrow.
I think so.
And then we get into a couple of AL Central teams in the Twins Guardians. Who took Tuesday's game?
Oh, yesterday Cleveland won by 1. It was 2-1, and I think I had that because I remember I picked up Bibby. And he pitched a gem.
Oh, you were talking up Bibby, and then the Twins had their ace on the bump, right? Lopez or whatever.
Today.
Is that today?
I think Lopez is today, and I think did we both take Lopez, or did we? No, maybe you shit on the Twins.
Yeah, I shit on the
Twins. We might have been split on that one.
I don't give a shit how hot they are. Fuck the Twins. But then tomorrow they got Woods Richardson going against Ben Lively. Woods Richardson's holding a 4.07 sitting at 2-2, and Ben Lively's sitting at a 1.2 with a 4.40 ERA.
A pair of dudes with over 4s. ERA, not the greatest of things. But who do you favor? I don't know.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the Guardians. They are at home. Granted, it is Cleveland, so who really knows how much of a home field advantage it is? But you got Steven Kwan, who's playing like an all-star out and left. J-Rom, Manzardo, who's sitting at 8 bombs right now. He's probably up there. I would say he's probably top 10 in the league right now for homers. But because I mean it is the beginning of the season, 8's good number. But
10 might lead the league. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, I don't like the Twins. I hate the Twins.
I hate the Twins, and if there's anything that could put a damper on their hot streak, it actually might be their pitcher tomorrow, Woods Richardson. Did we talk about him on the program before, where he was pitching the one time? Maybe when we were together on Friday, when we were in studio, and he was like pitching, and then like he went like this, blew a guy a kiss, and then threw the pitch, and then the guy like teed off on it or something like that.
Yeah, the cocky little shit. We did talk about him.
So that was Woods Richardson who did that. And he has an ERA over 4, so he is not really the type of guy who should be blowing kisses at people with a 4.07 ERA.
Absolutely not. And he's probably the one who put that guy on second too. So why are you blowing him a fucking kiss?
Exactly. He did a few cocky things that game, and I didn't hate either of these guys last year. These guys were kind of both like low key later in the season waiver picks if you needed them last year, but they're not off to good starts. I will roll with you with the home team. I don't think Woods Richardson has been that guy this year. Lively has shown glimpses of what he can do despite a 4.4 ERA. But I will roll with Lively and those boys to put a damper on the parade in Minnesota.
But I want to touch base real quick. We are all about making baseball fun. And if that was like, let's call it, if that's Logan Webb turnaround blowing a guy a kiss, I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. That guy's an ace. He's a Cy Young. He's been in conversation with Cy Young. That guy's awesome. Not some no-namer playing on Minnesota who's got above a 4. Fuck him. Guardians roll. I'm going Guardians. Next, we get into Brewers White Sox. Brewers sitting at an even 500, 15-15. Chicago White Sox sitting at an abysmal 7-22. Got Chad Patrick on the bump for the Brewers going against a Sean Burke with a 1.46 ERA. Chad Patrick sitting at 2.45 with a 1-2 record.
So Sean Burke took the world by storm on opening day because he pitched well. He was an opening day starter and he pitched well. So that's all he had to do. And then everyone's like, oh, the White Sox have a guy who could pitch well because no one knew who Sean Burke was. But now he has an ERA of 6. So yeah, sucks. And Chad Patrick, 2 first names, by the way. He's has a 2.45 ERA. Now, Chad Patrick was a dude I think we talked about last week. And a lot of these guys from tomorrow's slate are guys that we talked about on Friday. So that rotation is continuing. Because I remember we were together talking about Chad Patrick, who I didn't know anything about at the time. I don't know if anyone knew anything about Chad Patrick at the time. He tickled my fancy, to say the least. And then he gets his first, I don't know if it was his first losses. No, he gets his second loss of the season. So the time I got introduced to him, he actually didn't have his best stuff. So that stinks. I do think he bounces back. He still has a 2.45 ERA. So despite that rough outing, he has a good outing and a good ERA tomorrow. Or he has a good matchup with a good ERA tomorrow. So you have to respect that. Milwaukee at home. Milwaukee on the road.
I think we talked about this, but I think against the Yankees, he started coming out of the pen.
Oh, did he?
Because he only has 1 inning versus the Yankees. I don't know what happened,
well,
but he only has one inning versus the Yankees.
So yeah, I don't know enough about him to know that. But what I do know is Milwaukee needs a lot of help in the back end of that rotation. They had guys hurt, guys who aren't there. They have a lot of injuries to that staff. And maybe when Cortez got hurt, they needed someone, and he was a guy. Well, he's answered any questions because he does have a nice ERA. He's proven to give you some good starts, I guess. Has he?
I mean, the 2 losses are I guess he has 3 losses on the year, but 2 of them, the Brewers kind of put up stinkers, only scoring 2 runs in one of the games and 1 run in the other game. So I mean, you can't win a baseball game on that, even when your pitcher's kind of rolling. So I mean, they didn't really help him out at all. He's only given up 2 earned on. It's been his highest on the year. So I mean, this is a weak White Sox team. I'm definitely going to roll with Chad Patrick and the Brewers come our Thursday.
I'll roll with Chad Patrick.
All right, then next, which is a really interesting series because I think the Rangers have taken 2 so far, but you got A's Rangers. Oh no, it's split, isn't it?
No, I think the Angels won a close one, and then they blew them out yesterday.
A's.
Oh, the A's won that close one. You're right.
Yeah.
The A's won that close one, and the Rangers came out with a vengeance and then put up a 12 spot yesterday.
Yeah, so I mean, we knew this was going to be interesting because I need the Rangers to fucking win this game. I need the Rangers to win this game because come Friday, I don't want to be in a bad spot with fucking Joey and Zach and talking all that shit. So I do not even want to come close. I need the Rangers to win this fucking game. But anyway, on the bump, they got we got I think both of us talked about this guy in our Cy Young topics. So the Rangers got Tyler Mahle. Is it Mahle or Mahle?
Mahle. Tyler Mahle.
Tyler Mahle on the bump sitting at a 3.0 with a 1.34 versus a Jeffrey Springs sitting at 3.3 with a 6.04. So, I mean, if the Rangers are going to get it done, this sounds like the time to go get it.
It absolutely does. Jeffrey Springs was a guy I was somewhat high on because he early in the season was shoving a little bit. Maybe his first outing was good and he was not picked up ever. So I was kind of streaming him for some bad starts. A few, which against the White Sox, and he has never proved to work out for me. So I kind of have a bone to pick with Jeffrey Springs, former Ray. However, Tyler Mahle, on the other hand, has been an absolute motherfucker. 3-0 with a 1.14, as you said. How can you not go with him at home? Even if the Rangers, if they can continue to build off of yesterday's win and that offense starts to roll, even better. But Molly's proven to be a guy that can work with little run support, that can keep you in games. And I think Jeffrey Springs has an ERA of over 6, so he's proven to only give up runs. So let's go Rangers. And you need it too, so let's go Rangers.
Yeah, go Rangers. And then, I mean, yesterday we talked about how good this A's like kind of lineup has been throughout the year, but DeGrom came out, shoved a little bit, 6 scoreless. Oh my gosh, and it was his first win on the year. That's insane.
Oh,
But
for
then we had,
DeGrom.
yeah, and then we were talking about how they've been injury ridden and everything, but it looked like kind of their stars came out to play yesterday. I'm looking at it, some of the stats here. Jake Berger had a couple, Josh Jung, Marcus Simeon, Adolis, and Wyatt Langford. And kind of in a game like that, we talk about baseball being a game of runs. When you see a couple of your guys going, it just makes everybody else want to hit even more.
So could we just have a quick pause really quick? What was your golden take? Can you remind everybody?
I need the Rangers to be the number 1 team in the West come Friday.
Oh, so yeah, it's coming down to the wire.
It's really coming down to the fuck because they dropped that one on Monday, one yesterday. I really need them to win tonight.
Well, you need Seattle to lose.
Yeah. So did they? Oh, I guess we'll did
because this is what the live chat is saying. But Seattle doesn't play on Thursday, so you need them to lose tonight.
Oh, cock suckers! I don't think it's possible then.
If they lose and then Texas wins today and tomorrow, it's possible. But they have to lose, and Texas has to win, and Houston couldn't even win.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Tied for first place counts. I'm saying that right now. Tied for first place counts.
I don't even know if it would be a tie. I think it's either they are or they're not.
Well, I mean, so say Houston wins, also does the same thing that the Rangers do. They'll be tied.
Oh yeah, but as long as Seattle's not there, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Seattle. Yeah. Fuck. I need Seattle to lose. God damn it.
I wonder who we took tonight. What we took on to win? I forget what we said yesterday.
Don't they have? I think we have Tyler Anderson on the bump, so we got a chance.
Oh, it was Anderson versus Emerson. We were split. I think it was Anderson versus Emerson. I remember saying that.
Oh God, are they playing right now? Oh, it's tied 3-3, bottom 4. All right, we're chat. I need live updates. I need live fucking updates. Oh my God. All right, fine. We'll move on. God damn it, dude. That just made me so nervous.
Well, mine's kind of coming down. I don't know. Mine's as crazy. I don't need as many things to happen, but I do need the Braves. If the Braves win today, I would hit mine. But if the Rockies win, then I don't hit mine. So we'll know by tonight what the golden takes look like. We'll know by tonight.
God. I might not even do a Thursday show then. I might go into hiding for a week. All right. Anyway, another division game. We got Red Sox, Blue Jays, Tanner Houck on the bump versus Barrios. Houck.
Tanner Houck, yeah.
Horrible this year. 0-2 with a 7.58, and Jose Barrios with a 1.1424. Jose Barrios hasn't looked great at all, but Jesus Christ, Tanner Houck. That's horrible.
Really bad. And he was a guy that I really liked as a late draft pick because I liked him a lot last year. He was an all-star last year. I actually advocated a lot for Tanner Houck. Didn't like Crochet. I like Houck more than Crochet if we're talking Red Sox starters. I thought Houck was more low-key. They were both all-stars. Houck had a better ERA than Crochet last year. So I advocated a lot for Tanner Houck. He's came out the gate looking like a donkey dick. Barrios, on the other hand, is at home. He's proven to be the better pitcher. Boston is the better team. So do you think Blue Jays explode off of Houck because his ERA is well over 7?
And I mean, Boston had a good day yesterday of obviously putting up a 10 spot. Blue Jays have kind of looked like so up and down as of recent. Sitting at what's their record real quick? 13-16. Red Sox sitting at 17-14. I'm probably going to look for the Red Sox to roll again, strictly because I believe in their bats more than I believe in the Blue Jays bats. And I don't think this is going to be any sort of a pitching duel. Yeah,
it won't be a pitching duel. So if it comes down to the bats, you go with that. I almost want to throw this out just to make it interesting. Like Tanner Houck, those numbers you see are only his domestic numbers. He hasn't pitched in Canada. So his ERA in Canada this year is 0. That's a bombshell. He's undefeated in Canada.
That's a beautiful take. No, He's undefeated. Yeah, we're going Tanner Houck. Tanner
He
Houck
could be really good in Canada.
might come out there being the prime minister. Do they do prime ministers or presidents?
They definitely have a prime minister, right? They have
Yeah,
what's
so
Trudeau? Isn't Trudeau the
he
one?
might come out looking like the prime minister of Canada. We're going Boston Red Sox and Tanner Houck. So
Nice, yeah, nice.
we like it. We like it. We're going with it. But next game.
Well, if you want to make it a real point, he actually has pitched against Toronto this year, and he did pitch well. So maybe he bound, now when he's in Canada. So fuck it.
All right, next game we got Detroit, Los Angeles. Tigers in at 19-12. LA in at 12-16. Tigers got Casey Mize on the bump tomorrow, and the Angels going against the Japanese pitcher that nobody's been talking about. Yusei Kikuchi. Kikuchi. He's sitting at 0-4 with a 4.31.
And the Angels brought this guy in this year to kind of be their ace. He hasn't been, but last year was a pretty big strikeout guy. Kikuchi's decent. I have Mize and Detroit rolling, like pretty much steamrolling over the Angels, probably for the whole series. But also you have to take into consideration Houston has gotten the better of Detroit these past few days. So they're going to be pissed. They don't want to – this is a good team. They don't want to lose. Houston's been beating them. AJ Hinch is pissed. Let's go Tigers. They're gonna roll.
Tigers, but you're saying Houston, but you mean Angels, right?
I think they steamroll over the Angels because they're pissed about this Houston series that they're currently losing.
Okay.
They lost the past few days to this Houston team. And the Tigers are a better team than that. They don't want to lose multiple games in a row because that's not them right now. So now they're going to come back today, do well, come back tomorrow with Casey Mize on the bump, and steamroll over Kikuchi and the Angels.
And we talked about kind of the three-headed monster. This guy kind of being the third, but he's been great this year. We talked about his ERA sitting at a 2.12 with a 4.1 record. What better team to bounce back again? We think, granted, I think they played great tonight, but how about you go out and you sweep a series against the Angels? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, especially falling to the Astros. So so good for Detroit to have a favorable matchup after a tough one. But they can get there. They can get back on track with this Angels series, and it starts with Mize. And he's a great guy to do it.
We love it. All right, last game of the day. Remember, small slate, but we got Rockies Giants. We don't even really talk about this a whole lot. Oh, even though they got Giants are rolling with Justin Verlander tomorrow, who hasn't looked great. 0-2, sitting at damn near 5 ERA. But come on, it's San Fran. They've looked unbelievable this year. They're going against Kyle Freeland, who's at 0-4, sitting at close to a 6. So
I am going to agree with you. I think JV rolls. He's looking for his first giant win. He already tickling 5, JV, but this is a great team to do it against. He's at home, pitcher-friendly ballpark with the Rockies, who stink. Now, if the Braves were to sweep, which I need them to, if they sweep the Rockies, the Rockies, didn't they get swept over the weekend? So that's a lot of losses in a row. Like, they're going to win at some point. They're not just going to fucking lose forever.
They won. They won because I was just looking at it. That was actually going to be my next point. The Rockies made it to 5 before San Fran made it to 20.
Okay.
San Diego made it to 20.
I forgot that was our little side thing. Yeah, but I don't love Freeland, and JV's looking for his first win. JV's a dog. He's chasing kind of milestones and shit, so he wants to get those wins. I don't know if he's going to get that though to that point. Was it 300 wins he might be chasing? He's kind of far away for his age, but yeah, he's a dog and he wants to eat that shit up, and it's going to be all JV tomorrow. His last 2 starts have been good. Looking at JV's last 2 starts, they've been good.
Yeah, Colorado actually beat the Braves 2-1. Was that today?
Oh fuck!
That was today.
Oh, so my Golden Tate.
So are they done? Is the Braves can't hit 500?
No, my Golden Tate didn't hit.
Oh no, dude. Well, that's a good way to get into our next segment. We finish our Thirsty Thursday with our Golden Take losing.
Well, yeah, honestly. By the way, I don't know if you want to talk about Washington, Philly. We didn't talk about that.
Oh God, I always forget it because it always gives me like heart palpitations. Fucking assholes. Who's on the bump for each of them tomorrow?
It's Lord and Taijuan Walker. I don't know who Lord is. I remember this is another guy we talked about on that one slate because I was like, oh Lord, he has his work cut out for him. Well, he has his work cut out for him again against the Phillies. Taijuan does have a 2.78 ERA, so on paper it looks good, but Taijuan's scary. But hey, maybe he's going to try to make things interesting for when Ranger comes back. Make it a hard decision.
Make things interesting. We want this to be an easy, clear-cut decision for Rob Thompson because apparently he can't make those hard decisions.
That's true. He does. Yeah. But I do have Philly though tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna go with Philly, but Taijuan Walker scares the shit out of me, and especially if they win tonight. If the Phillies win tonight, look for tomorrow to be really interesting.
I golden fucking take.
But anyway, do you want to get into our next one?
I knew they had to win at some point, and I saw JV was pitching yesterday, and I had JV pitching well, and I was like, the Rockies are going to have to win at some point, but they can't win today, and I don't think they win tomorrow. When are they going to finally do? Fuck! And Chris Sale pitched today.
The Braves needed it. Like, they needed to, but their bats just looked horrible. I mean, they only put up 1 run.
For Chris Sale, too, who really, I don't know how he pitched. Should we check really quick? Because Chris Sale wasn't pitching well all season. And I guess he pitched 7 innings, 2 earned today and got a loss. That's the last thing he needed. Holy shit.
Who, Sale?
7 innings, 2 earned. Got a loss
and
today. And he gets a loss too because they couldn't hit for him. Whoever pitched for the Rockies, fuck off.
That is not a good look, dude. That's not. I mean, this Braves team is trying to bounce back, and then that happens.
They still took 2 out of 3, so fine. But yeah, 14 and 16 looks a lot worse than 15 and 15.
Damn. And the young guy was on the bump. Who hasn't looked good at all. I mean, I guess this was his first good start of the year.
Who? Oh, was that Dellinger guy?
Doolander, whatever.
Yeah.
And they took him out in the 6th too.
5 2/3 and an earned run and a win. 3 walks, and they couldn't manufacture fucking runs. And the Rockies fucking pen? Oh, jeez. All right, let's.
Well, I guess we'll get to the opposite side because I don't think either of us are going to have any Braves players or Rockies players in this lineup, even though one has to make it from every team. But
yeah, but we only did starters, right?
We only did starters
for our early All-Stars.
So you guys saw our way too early awards yesterday. We're going to do a little bit of way too early All-Stars for you. You want to go position by position here?
Yeah.
All right. So, I mean, I guess we could start. Do you want to do managers?
Oh no, the managers are already a given. The managers.
You're right. Yeah, they're already decided. And we talked about our managers of the year already too. But I guess we can start out with behind the dish if you want to get started with the catchers.
For the American League, at catcher, Cal Riley. I'm not going to really get into the stats shit. I don't have them pulled up, but
Cal I'm pretty sure he's leading the league in home runs, and he's been. I mean, it's not even really a question that he's been the best catcher in the AL right now.
I think so. And then for me, the best catcher in the NL would be for the Dodgers, Will Smith.
See, we went 2 for 2 there, same ones. I think it's pretty clear cut. There's been nobody really like Adley hasn't looked good. I was big on Patrick Bailey for a while. He hasn't looked good. Wilson Contreras and William Contreras both haven't looked good this year at all. And the AL side, Perez has put up duds. He's getting older, but still you wish it would you wish they would be a little bit better. But I think it's the clear cut number 2s. I threw a little honorable mention in there though. A Carson Kelly.
I'm happy you brought him up. Yeah.
Yeah, because he has been. I mean, he's young, isn't he? I'm pretty sure he's just a rookie. No, he's not a rookie.
He's kind of old.
Carson Kelly?
He's been around. I'd give him like a 34. How old?
Oh, you're probably right, actually. He has been around. Yeah, but he's hitting 370 on the year with 7 bombs and 21 ribbies. Oh, my God. I didn't know it was that good.
The only reason, so I'm happy you brought up Carson Kelly. I didn't really do honorable mentions for every single one, but I did put a parentheses behind Will Smith. Carson Kelly is 30. Oh, I highballed him. But anyway, he's the only position I really put a little parentheses around, and also wanted to jot down Carson Kelly. reason I lean Will Smith is kind of the ABs. Will Smith has been a definitive starter for his
They've
team
been platooning over there in Chicago, haven't they?
a little bit, and I think Carson Kelly's making a great case as to why he should be the everyday starter. Come All-Star time, he can make things interesting if they go that route. But right now, less ABs. Will Smith is more the definitive starter, so I did roll with Will. And by the way, yeah, to your point with the catchers, I'm entering the season. I thought it was a very deep list of catchers, but nobody has really like Rutschman. No, Yainer Diaz was a top 3 projected fantasy guy. He's been like dropped in a lot of leagues. Yeah, a lot of you mentioned Salvi. I mean, shit, like Riley has been good, and I think Will Smith and Carson Kelly on the NL side. I give the upper edge to Will Smith. I guess we both do.
Yeah, I bet you. Yeah, I think it's pretty. Will Smith had just played more games, honestly, and it's just been more numbers. But let's go to the right side over here. We got on first base. What you got?
For the American League, at first base, Tyler Soderstrom from the A's.
And then who do you got on his counterpart there?
For the National League, at first base, Pete Alonso.
Goddamn. All right, Spin. We're 4 for 4 on the same ones. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. Tyler Soderstrom, we talked about him a little bit yesterday. He's been unbelievable to get started. And same thing with Pete. I mean, Pete doesn't get talked about a lot with big names on his team like Juan Soto, like Francisco Lindor, but I am top 3 in my MVP race right now.
Yeah, you did. Pete's good. I again on the American League side, first base. It's not like Vladdy's been hitting the piss now very well. He could, and he could be an all-star for real life. But if we're just going off of the April stuff and the very smidge of March, it's Soderstrom. And then on the National League side, yeah, kind of dull too, except unless your name is Pete Alonso. Maybe Josh Naylor's in the mix, but Pete blows him out of the water. So it's a big gap between Pete and then Naylor. And then first base is really, it's Soderstrom all the way.
I mean, if I was going to go like who's on his heels, it would have to be Naylor. I think Naylor's batting over 300 right now. But then I also did want to bring up first base on the Tigers, Torkelson.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, he hasn't been half bad this year. I think Soderstrom definitely has the edge over him, but Torkelson, we can't really deny what he's been doing over there as well.
Yeah, and he's fizzled off the last month or so of April. So I have to stick with the Soderstrom hitting 291.
This next one, their counterparts on the right side. AL, I think it's kind of clear. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe. But NL to me was extremely hard. Let me hear what you have.
For the American League at second base, Jose Altuve for the Houston Astros, who's been playing a little left field, but I didn't even know who else there was. And then on the National League at second base, for the St. Louis Cardinals, Brendan Donovan.
All right, so we got our first, which I'm shocked by. We got our first difference here. For the AL, I went with the Red Sox, who's also my rookie of the year right now, and Christian Campbell. I was looking at it a little bit. Like we said, Altuve is playing a little bit of left field. I think Christian Campbell's got him in almost every stat, maybe not bombs, but Christian Campbell definitely has better batting average than him. That's why I went with him. And he's also, I mean, I would love to see a rookie start in the All-Star game. I think that's electric. And then the other end, Billy Donovan, it is clear cut, but you cannot take away what Terang's doing over there in Milwaukee. You can't take away what Nico Horner's doing over there in Chicago or what Stott's doing in Philly. So that's why it was a little bit, it was because I gave those guys thought, but I still think it's Donovan no matter what.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys to entertain on the National League side for this position. Not as many on the AL, and I think Campbell's probably the better option. I struggled with Altuve. I gave it to him, but he's been playing a little bit of left. So that's why it got interesting. Maybe Campbell for that reason, and plus the numbers are better. So maybe you lean Campbell. I do think that's better, but I do think Donovan gets it, man, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. His numbers are out of this world, and I mean, on a lackluster St. Louis team, he's really shining. So I like to see him because that's the guy you weren't thinking about in the beginning of the year that was going to make that much of a difference.
And I know I liked him as like a late draft pick because I do think he's a sneaky dog and like a good late draft kind of guy that worth getting. But he was never there for me, and I would have certainly, especially in a deep league like Joey's league, it's so deep. I would love him for like that infield position or like some type of late utility guy. I did like that. Unfortunately, I didn't get Donovan, and he's been really way better than expected. He might have hit over 300 last year too, or 280 last year. Like I remember he was coming off a decent year. Now he's even better. So good for you.
Low-key guy. But then we'll go from 4 to 5 over there at third base at the hot corner. Who you got? AL, NL.
Hot corner for your Boston Red Sox, Alex Bregman. I think we're the same there because we both had him for our MVP race yesterday. And then for the National League, you don't have him. For the Atlanta Braves, Austin Riley.
See, this is where I kind of pussied out. I couldn't make a decision because third base on the NL side has been so lackluster.
I think there's a clear 2.
I think it would be Matt Chapman.
Oh, okay. Not a guy. I was thinking Machado for the other one.
See, Machado hasn't really done much for me this year. Matt Chapman, actually, I'm taking it back. Now I'm looking at it. I just brought up Matt Chapman because I love his glove so much, and he's got 5 and 16. He's batting 206. And it's Austin Riley. Austin Riley's head and shoulders were clear above him because I had Austin Riley / Chapman, but Austin Riley's hitting 280 with the same amount of bombs, and I think even more ribbies. So it's clear cut. It's Austin Riley.
Shout out Riley, because I knew you didn't have him. I knew you didn't have him because you transitioned to the segment saying we probably won't have any Rockies or Braves, and I was like, hey, don't sleep on Austin.
I mean, I guess Machado, when you put him at number 2, he is hitting 280, but he's lacking in the bombs and the RBI department right now as well. So it's going to be Riley there.
It's Riley. We're probably similar on shortstops, though. For the American League side, for your Kansas City Royals, Bobby Witt Jr.
That one's easy, especially with Gunnar being as bad as Gunner's been this year. It's Bobby Witt.
I should have pretended to say Volpe and then said no. But yeah, sorry, I didn't think of it. And that because I don't. The reason I'm even thinking of that is because I don't even know what other American League shortstops would even.
You can talk about Jacob Wilson a little bit, but that's just because of his average. He doesn't really do a whole lot in any other department, though.
That's true. I'm sure but Witt only has 2 homers right now, so I'm sure the numbers are somewhat comparable. But Witt's obviously the better player and deserves to be it. And Seager's hurt, so it's tough. So it's Witt. And then for the National League side, for your New York Mets, Francisco Lindor.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but it's Lindor. I mean, we talk about him being the captain over there. They're 13-1 at home. Starts at the top. We talked about how good of a manager Mendoza's been, but I mean, you need leaders on that team, and it's clear cut. Lindor is batting over 300. He's a beast. Plays Gold Glove defense. It's easily him.
Yeah, it's not Turner, right? It's not Ellie De La Cruz. It's not Adames. I mean, who the fuck else?
Who was it last year? Was it Lindor last year?
I think it was Trey because the Phillies had 3.
Yeah, you're right. They had 3. It was Trey. Trey had a hot start last year. That's probably why. And Lindor was a little bit iffy.
The Mets as a whole were iffy. Then as a team, they picked it up pretty much shortly after that.
Yeah, dude, I have 2 fucking Mets on my infield at starting, and
I do too. Yeah,
I'm talking too good about these guys. We need to get Joey on here soon so he can defend them because we just bash him all the time. So we need to get Joey in here at one point.
So the live chat saying Lindor makes his first All-Star game as a Met.
Yeah, I think it's right. I think there's no way unless he legitimately starts to suck these next 2 months and like maybe Trey comes alive, but it's got to be. It's right now. It's Lindor.
It's Lindor, and they're on top of the world, so they're gonna. Good teams are gonna get talked about. They're gonna get love. So fuck it. Okay, right, outfield left to right. This is where it gets interesting.
So for my left field, I have 2 in the NL, but I have 1 clear cut, and so I went by position. But I have an out of position guy moving to left because of how the outfield play has been.
I think even when they do the All-Star game, I think you vote on just outfielders. Like I think you just want because it's for the fans at the end of the day. So fans just want to see 3 outfielders out there, and then the manager has to just see who plays where.
All right, so then this is what I'm going to do. All right, AL, I got Steven Kwan. We talked about Steven Kwan already. He's been unbelievable. Who was our AL third base?
Bregman.
Who the fuck does he think it is?
I don't know. I think he missed to say it.
But left field, it's Steven Kwan out there. But then switching over to the NL side, where it's a little bit more interesting, I'm putting Tatis out in left.
Okay. So I also have Stephen Kwan in left. That's where he plays, and that's where he deserves to, obviously be out there. I have Corbin Carroll in left.
So we probably flip flopped our left right field, huh?
I think we might have.
So I mean, I guess we can just go right over to right field then, because then I have um, Corbin Carroll, and then obviously the best player in baseball right now, the clear cut MVP of the AL, Aaron Judge.
So I have Judge, and I did have Tatis there, as you said. I flip flopped him just because I think Carroll. Well, Tatis is an all-star. I mean, a Gold Glove right fielder. Not to say Carroll can't be one, but or maybe he. I don't think he is. I know, but I know for a certain Tatis is. I know Carroll can bounce around that outfield a little bit more, so I just felt more comfortable putting Carroll in, moving him and keeping Tatis there. Have we seen Carroll play center and right in the past? So I was like, who's to say this guy just doesn't play left, where Tatis
Yeah.
just stays in that position?
I mean, Corbin Carroll's an athlete, and he's also another guy who probably is getting Gold Glove votes.
Jorge
Hold on,
Polanco.
hold on. Wait a second. Why don't you let us get through the segment? I mean, Christ Almighty! All right, let's get out to center field. Probably the most important part of the outfield, but center field is this guy. I mean, they're going to have two All Stars no matter what. They're out of the center field position. There's going to be two NL All Stars, NL two center fielders who play in the NL. Yeah, I'll go with that because I can't talk apparently. But then my starter is PCA.
Ooh,
I went with PCA. I love him. I honestly also think this is kind of a hot take here, but the MLB itself is going to try to make him a face of the league in the coming years.
oh yeah, if he isn't already, he has that it factor, right?
He's got a lot of swagger to him. I could see them trying to market him a little bit more. Love PCA. I think he's the clear cut center fielder. But then in the AL, I went by position, and I went with the only guy on the Orioles who's doing anything. I went with Cedric Mullins.
Not bad. Not bad. You went by position. You can't hate it. So I didn't go by position, but again, it is hard to. The top three AL outfielders in general are hard. After Judge, it's pretty much a lot of NL guys, and you run into Stephen Kwan and maybe some more NL guys. I have for the AL side, Jarren Duran. Playing decent ball. He's more of a left fielder, but he could play center. And for this game, he will have to play center because obviously Kwan and Judge are on the corners. So I got Jarren Duran, and then for my center field for the National League, for the San Francisco Giants, Jung-Ho Lee, the grandson of the wind.
Because you can't deny what he's doing at all. He's been incredible this year. Probably on a good lineup this year so far. They got a lot of wins. He's the best one out of all of them.
They've been looking at him to be a three-hole hitter. He is a true center fielder as well. Yeah, you can make the case for PCA. Does PCA play? He does play center, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you make a case for PCA, but Jung-Ho Lee, another true center fielder that you could certainly make a case for. I made sure I didn't jot down PCA. He's in here. So it's a tough decision. It's going to be who do the fans want to see? And they're both fan favorites too in their respective ways. So as we get closer to the Midsummer Classic, we'll see how it goes.
And I mean, once again, it is early. So it is who keeps it up because they're both playing really good baseball.
PCA might be more of in the power department. But again, this is a fan list, right? So as a fan, I have to send out my vote. And right now I'm going with the grandson of the wind.
But then I guess do you want to do DH next?
Yeah, let's go to DH.
All right. Here you go, Joey. I have Jorge Polanco sitting at my DH. You piece of shit. And then NL, I got Kyle Tucker.
Okay, so Polanco's a really good one. I'm actually happy Joey brought that up. Again, it's a fan thing, and I think Bregman probably gets a little bit more fan love being a Boston guy and being more of a common name. But Polanco's is worthy of an all-star spot, whether he starts or not. For DH for the American League side, you're going to like this one. It's for the fans. It's a fan vote, okay? Sometimes it's not about it's who the fans want to see. And for that reason, Mike Trout, baby. It's a fan thing. It's for the fans. It's for the fans.
I thought you were going to say Ben Rice.
I should have maybe, but I don't know if he starts. It's a fan thing. And, Mike Trout's for the people want to see Mike be an all-star, especially since he was only played 20 fucking games, whatever he did.
Well,
Played like a
he's
month or
definitely
2
going to
months.
be the Angels representative. I just don't think he starts.
It's a fan thing. It's for the fans. It's for the fans. Sound off in the comments if it's for the fans. And the fan vote is going to lean Trout. My fan vote goes to Trout. And then for the NL side, also Kyle Tucker.
Yeah, I think that one's easy. He's not the greatest in the field, but he'd be a DH if what was I going to say?
I think he's not bad in the field. I think he's fine.
I don't think he's great.
I think you think he has a gold glove?
No way.
You don't think so? I could see it. I could see it. Well, my golden take also didn't hit, so I'm fucking batting 0. Hey, got a gold glove in 2022, Kyle Tucker.
All right. Well, maybe I'm wrong then, but I still all those 3 guys we listed are better in the field than Tucker, so that's why I put him in the DH spot.
I also have him DHing. I agree.
All right, then on the bump, who's your starter?
Starting pitching for the American League side from the New York Yankees, Max Fried. And for the National League side on the bump, toeing the slab for the San Francisco Giants, Logan Webb. Even though he got shelled yesterday.
See, you put me on to Fried yesterday in our Cy Young talks, but I'm still going Hunter Brown. I think it's going to be Hunter Brown. I think he looks a little bit better than Fried. And then on the NL side, I went with the other ace in that game yesterday. I went with Pivetta.
Ooh, that's a good one.
But do you think fan votes? You keep bringing up fan votes. Do you think Skeens gets it?
Yeah, there's a good chance, right? Or people are just so sick and fucking tired about hearing.
I don't think so. I haven't heard a bad thing about Skeens. I think people love Skeens, except if you play in the NL Central.
Webb gave up 5 runs in 5 innings yesterday. Took a loss against San Diego. So that raises the ERA to a 2.83. It was sub 2 yesterday. Your buddy Pivetta, I still roll with Webb though. Your buddy Pivetta, oh my goodness gracious, what a monster he is! 5 1/3, 3 earned. He got a win. So in that tight, all eyes on that pitching duel yesterday in San Diego. Pivetta came out on top there. But I'm still going to lean Webb. I don't know if he gets a lot of fan love though if we're going that route. But those were my Cy Young picks yesterday, so I had to roll with them with these starters.
So if you're talking honorable mentions, who are you rolling with that you think is gonna be there to make it a conversation later?
For just like in general, any position.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I really like that Joey said Polanco at third. That's a really good one. I did kind of forget about him. The shortstops in both leagues is good. I don't know if there is another one in the AL that could really give Witt a run for its money. Maybe Jacob Wilson would be that guy on the National League side. In theory, there's some guys, but I don't know if like Lindor's playing. It's Lindor over Turner. It's Lindor way over Ellie De La Cruz. Like so, it's Lindor over maybe IKF. He's good, but no, it's Lindor, right? So those shortstops are interesting. A few guys I did write down though for the AL side. Langford deserves to be out there. Langford's playing good ball, but I didn't find a spot in the outfield for him. Maybe I was gonna like DH Judge and put Langford somewhere, and then not have Trout in. But the fans. The fans want to see Mike. And then also George Springer for the Blue Jays. I was thinking about if I put him in right and DH Judge because Springer is playing like an all-star. But no, it's a fan thing. People want to see Judge and Trout. So there's that. And then on the NL side, there's a little bit more stuff. So you mentioned PCA. We didn't talk about Ohtani. We kind of mentioned Machado for third base. The outfield's really good there. Seiya Suzuki, you could give him some flowers. You could give Jackson Chirios some flowers. Teoscar Hernandez to DH, you could say. And even Ozuna for the Braves, you could say, for like a DH spot as well. But I think I kind of like the way our outfield's shaped up.
I can't believe you're not talking about Ben Rice at all.
Yeah. Or you know what? Even Goldschmidt for the first base of the ALs. I just kind of forgot about Goldschmidt. That's why I should have leaned more Goldie.
I mean, I love Ben Rice, and he's been let's pull up his stats: 278 with 8 homers and 13 ribbies. And I mean, we talked about it. He's going to make it interesting when Stanton comes back because you got to play him right now.
Yeah, I think the way the Yankees are, like every team has to send somebody. There always are some snubs. I love to see him just be a real monster ribby guy with 8 homers and 13 ribbies. Yeah, let's get some more ribbies. But yeah, I know Ben Rice is that guy. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. I should have advocated more for Goldschmidt at first. I think that's going to be a close race. Goldschmidt and Soderstrom at first.
It's just all if he keeps it up. If Goldschmidt keeps it up, I mean Soderstrom's young, he could fizzle out. But if Goldschmidt can keep it up, he's probably going to be the first baseman.
I think so too. But who knows? Maybe Goldschmidt makes it, or maybe the fan vote. We'll say, listen, the A's could get some fan votes because the people like to root for the A's right now. People like the A's.
We are fans. We are fans of the A's. We like A's baseball around here out in West Sacramento.
And I don't think it's crazy to think that it could be a Hunter matchup for the pitchers, Hunter Brown and Hunter Green.
Hunter Green, I mean, he's good, but he's looked like I just think there's better pitchers in the NL than Hunter Green right now.
I don't hate that. What really, thank God we didn't do this, and I kind of maybe we do it, maybe we don't. I'm happy though that we didn't touch on what closer would come in, because boy, do they give me a fucking headache.
We're not doing them.
They give me headaches.
We give them too much screen time already. We're not talking about them anymore.
And they already live up here too much. They already live rent free because all I could do is I get a headache just thinking I have a headache because I'm thinking about them. How fucking disaster these relievers are.
How many runs do relievers give up tonight, Spin?
More than the fucking starters. But if a fucking reliever comes in, he'll give up more than the starter did.
I'm going with relievers tonight. There's 15 games. I'm going the relievers give up 15 runs tonight altogether.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to take the over, and then that's a good thing to like circle back to, see what we do. But I think there are times where relievers do come in and do their job. We just never talk about it because they're supposed to do that. But then there's always a day when relievers fucking shit the fucking bed. So
more than likely, most of the time.
Wow. Oh, we got to take homer picks, huh?
Ooh, yeah. You know what's funny? I think everybody homered yesterday, but the people we like.
I actually had a good little homer day in a few of my fantasy leagues, and I chose guys to hit homers for my fantasy leagues, but the guy I chose didn't play. Or the guy I chose didn't hit one. Get my little booklet out. So you have Kerry Carpenter today. So you had Riley yesterday.
Who? I had Riley.
And then you had Kerry for today.
Mm-hmm.
Kerry hit one yesterday. Maybe you're. Did Riley hit one yesterday?
No.
He didn't. Well, neither did Jonathan Aranda. So we're both there.
Yeah. Well,
you have Kerry Carpenter. Hey, Kerry Aranda's making a case for an AL first base spot, All-Star.
Yeah, well, he didn't go deep, so we don't talk about him. He did. Yeah. He did there.
Fuck off, Jonathan. So you have Kerry Carpenter today. I have Pavin Smith today. And then we have first month or first day of May, Homer Day. I'm going off my fantasy team again.
Give me oh my God, I don't even know who to pick.
I got a guy who's due.
Go.
CJ Abrams for the Nationals.
He looked good yesterday. He had 5 hits yesterday, I'm pretty sure.
4 for 5, a run and a ribby yesterday, CJ.
Yeah.
Who's tomorrow off of Walker. Good matchup.
Yeah, I think he was a home run shy of the cycle yesterday.
Damn.
I mean, you've always been big on Abrams, though. I never really liked him too much, but he can hit the shit out of the ball.
He's playing decent ball. He could maybe make a case for an all-star shortstop.
I see that brought something up in me. I'm going James Woods.
James Wood, baby. Compare Nationals to tee off at the bank.
Yep.
Off of Taijuan Walker.
You can basically book it at this point.
I think. Well, you're kind of preying on Walker's downfall because you want him out of that rotation, huh?
Like, listen, I never want the Phillies to lose, but I'd love to see Taijuan Walker get shit on.
He doesn't. Well, he got booed on opening day when he wasn't even, or the home opener when he wasn't even pitching.
Good.
Did I talk to you about that?
Yeah, good.
I don't know if we talked. Yeah, they were running out of the fucking dugout and he was getting booed.
Yeah, call me a scumbag, call me an asshole. I don't really care. Get good.
Hey, we're making baseball fun. Well, wow, dude. That's it from us, dude.
I know.
A
I think
little
this has actually
early
been
on.
our shortest episode spin.
Yeah, look at us cooking at like an hour 20.
We love that.
We're
Keeping it
usually
nice
like
and short and sweet for the listeners.
we're usually like a 90-minute fucking 70 or 100-minute guys. Usually the 100-minute crew, but not today. We did our early MVPs yesterday, our early All-Stars today. We're going to keep rolling. Sean and Spit in the morning, in the evenings this week. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.